Hello everyone, welcome to the first of my little videos about the Conscious Consulting School and some of the key ideas in that school. And really the overarching intention behind the Conscious Consulting School is to empower participants to go out there into the world and help their clients create organizations or institutions or communities which are as good for the soul of the people in those organizations as for the bottom line success of the organization. And both of those things is possible. Health in terms of personal well-being, emotional, psychological, spiritual well-being as a worker in the organization is as possible as a successful bottom line driven organization too. Conscious consulting is the work of making that happen, and that happens through change. And for many organizations, for both of those things to be possible, change is going to have to occur. And here's one of the chief barriers there is to creating change in organizations. It's this. What is this? It's triangle. Of course, it's a pool table triangle. But what it represents in terms of the Conscious Consulting School is the core mindset that we still have about how change happens, which is the hierarchy. That the work of change is to get the top people, the people at the top of the organization, to buy in to any particular change. And then the work of change is purely to sell the vision of the top management to everybody else in the organization. And we've been conditioned over the years, despite how many times that we have softened concepts of leadership or flattened our organizations, we have been conditioned over the years always to be looking up for the change. What is our leader going to be saying next? What is our boss going to be thinking about the future? And how are we going to respond to that? Are we going to like it, or are we not going to like it? Are we going to resist it, or are we going to embrace it? And so often what happens in organizations like this, very hierarchical, very patriarchal organizations, where of course somebody has created something on behalf of other people, what happens is that when we then go to a change workshop where we are sold the change, and the plane of this triangle shifts from vertical to horizontal. So we turn up into the room, and all the chairs are facing the front of the room. So here we are looking to the top of the organization for guidance. Here we are looking to the front of the room for the answer. And of course, the front of the room is where the big screens are, and it's where the big speakers are, because we're going to have the change broadcast to us. And our job as objects of that change is to accept it, or at least to nod, and looking like we're accepting it. Conscious consulting is the work of helping our clients resist the temptation to come from this mindset and to sell change as something decided by others on behalf of others and sold in workshops like this from the front of the room, to resist the temptation to go into this by replacing it with this. What is this? It's a Frisbee, David. Yes, but in the Conscious Consulting School, it represents the circle. Because when we get into the circle, and that circle can be real, so a lot of the tools and methodologies we'll be using are based on the circle and coming together, turning to one another. And also the circle is a symbol of all of us being leaders, all of us being creators in the organization, therefore all of us having a job to change and create the future. So the circle is a primary shape of the Conscious Consulting School, turning to one another, realizing that in this complex and fast-moving world that we live in, the answer is not actually at the front of the room. The answer is somewhere in the midst of this circle, between our imaginative capabilities, between our willingness to show up as creative adults, and to be able to create a bigger future than the present that we are living. That's conscious consulting. Thank you.